Snow Leopard Equity is a logician. So he's saying, how long are people established? Well, then you will know. It might be Audi, but it means other people are gone then. Are Daimler here longer? Volkswagen, Audi? Would people have special concessions? You see? What about people? What about if you said people can only get budget cars on borrowed money? You know, how are people borrowing money to buy luxury cars? How can you borrow money to buy a Merc? How can you borrow money to buy a Range Rover? Is it Nouveau Rich money? Where is this money coming from? This is all about money. I can't get a car and do day-to-day stuff because I'm a logician. I have to work. I have a duty to work as a logician. All right. So for that reason, I'm trying to work out this problem because there is a problem. Dealerships are fighting. What we are trying to cut out is notorious venture capitalists. So how I'm going to, this is part two now of Snow Leopard Equity. This part of the video is just about automobile industry. This is Automobile Weekly Extra now. We could have one container ship from each country, including Scandinavia, where Skoda are, and Korea, where Kia are, with accepted brands in another category. But like we can't have Qashqai versus Tucson versus the brand equal in Volkswagen. You know, Volkswagen can be wrong too, or like Land Cruiser are for farmers. So they're in Macroom. That's logical, right? So why are people fighting with these patents? It's the I'm shouting at people are shouting at me about this, but I'm shouting at patent owners. Stop fighting. They're fighting over patents. So we as an Irish government have to regulate the auto industry. So we monitor every container ship before it leaves whatever car producing country, including Korea, and I'm not sure Scandinavia is Swedish, Skoda is Swedish. They're well established. Like, they are well established. I'm not trying to put any dealership out of business. I'm trying to regulate people fighting over, that this is just a test drive island and it's just a treasure island and we all drive around racing each other around and say, oh yeah, I'll change the car. People have too much money. They're too well off, They should save their money and do what I am doing and find out the rules of life. They have no ambition. People have no ambition from being too well off. So I won't accept it. And neither people it's gone so horrible now that Ford and Volkswagen are going to go out of business and Toyota are also. So we've got to stop categories. Maybe Volkswagen has expanded. Like, what cars do Volkswagen have? There is the one that used to be the Bora, the Passat, I think it's called. That's the saloon. There's obviously the SUV. They have Transporter. But you see, Renault would say, well, I don't give a stuff about it, like putting Passat out of business. Megane has got a lot of bad press, had problems. But say, what would Fiat say? I don't give a stuff about putting Golf out of business with a Fiat Punto, because Golf people always drive Golfs and Fiat Punto. So they're all money. But what about then? What right have Skoda really to be in Ireland, and Kia, put buttons and bells on it? I'm trying to work this out live on. This is a live video. You're watching a live video now. What do you think? I don't know. Who else is that? Range Rover. Like, people who are driving them don't even know how to drive automobiles. So I'm disgusted by certain car brands. Really, honestly. I said, why would Fiat and Toyota be fighting with both? I said, I don't give a stuff about them. I'm going to get a better van than Transport at the Fiat Ducato. And then somebody big like Renault would say, I'm going to get, and Peugeot could be a dealership only for boxers, but Peugeot is sports cars. When I was in a company with 70 million on the balance sheet, a construction company in France, sales director's car, who was in the board, who was my manager, had a Ford Focus and his wife had a Yaris. People wouldn't be caught dead in them in Ireland who whose uncle and father have a 70 million euro business. So people aren't even working. Like this man is creating jobs. You know, people aren't investing. It's American law. Number one, it's easy to shut a company down and easy to set one up, but it's also American law. You must. I think it's between 45 and 65% of profit that you count as company director at the end of the year has to go back into the company, promoting jobs in the next year. Same law in France. In Ireland, company directors need to be just assassinated out of this thing, counting their money like criminals. Because everybody's a company director now. Oh yeah, we make plastic boxes, and I'm an accountant, and I'm this, I'm company director. Ugh. Until I get caught by the taxman, I don't care. Well, just run for your life because you're shouting at everybody. But you are just stupid people who refuse to impose French American business law, which is basically means you must invest in job creation. That would put manners on all these people with all this fake money. They're just greedy people who refuse to impose American law. So for that reason, Ireland is just under a huge blindfold of people who don't respect the law. That's it. That's the one contradiction of Ireland now that is non-contestable. How long was Irish Steel was malfunctioning about 94? Wasn't shut down till 2002. You know, and that's the problem we have now here because there was no contingency plan. We just hang on, hang on, hang on. You know, I'm trying to shut down all of this thing. This will shut it down the nicest way possible by making, because people who have money then won't be able to give money to these companies and so on and so on, and it will make people more capitalist because Irish people are not capitalists. That's bastardized capitalism. Irish people are not capitalists. Capitalists are not venture capitalists. Capitalism is controlled in the United States. Irish people, Irish dealerships owners are venture capitalists. That is the reason why it is now a failure. Period.